Hello everyone, the first thing you want to do to reduce your input delay massively is to go on Google and search for Nvidia drivers. Like the very first link, select your GPU, then click on search and simply press the download button. Depending on your internet speed, this can take anywhere from a few seconds to multiple minutes to complete. When the file has been downloaded, you want to open it up directly from your internet browser. Once the installation setup has opened up, you want to make sure to have the top box saying Nvidia driver and the GeForce experience checked off. Then press agree and continue. Then you want to click custom, next, and press the button that says clean installation. Go through with the installation process, and once the installation is completed and you've restarted your PC, press your Windows button and search for GeForce. Hit enter and either sign up or log in to your Nvidia account. When you've logged in to GeForce Experience, click Alt+Z on your keyboard, hit the Performance tab, go down to Voltage Maximum, Power Maximum, and Temperature Target, and slide all of these to the very right. Then you want to go ahead and enable automatic tuning. Enabling this setting will, for most of you, take anywhere between 15 to 45 minutes. Leave your PC whilst this is scanning. As you can see, this setting is already applied for me, and it says plus 48 megahertz. Now, depending on various factors, you might get more or less megahertz, but most of you will likely find yourself getting a higher number. This is not anything to be scared about. It is nothing but positive. Moving on, you want to go to your desktop, right-click on it, and select NVIDIA Control Panel. Opening the NVIDIA Control Panel might take some time for some of you, but when it's opened up, you want to go down to Manage 3D Settings on the left-hand side, and copy all my settings as showcased in the background footage. There are a few settings I want to talk about, and the first one being a low latency mode. I have set this setting to Ultra because Ultra works best for my system. But on some, especially older systems, this setting can cause some FPS inconsistencies. So if you experience FPS drops after watching this video, turn this setting off. Monitor technology will for most of you already be on fixed refresh, but for a handful, it will be on G-Sync compatible. G-Sync adds a ton of input delay to your game, so if this says a G-Sync compatible, make sure you swap that setting to fixed refresh. OpenGL GDI, select Prefer Performance, and the same on Power Management mode. On Preferred Refresh Rate, you also need to select Highest Available. And on Texture Filtering Quality, you'll also need to select High Performance. For all other settings, simply copy everything you've seen on screen. Next up, we want to apply some Windows settings to make our PC run as smoothly as possible. First off, hit your Windows button and search for Storage Settings. Hit enter and go down to Temporary Files. Now, as you can see at the very top, the biggest folder is my Downloads folder, and I would recommend cleaning this up to everyone watching. However, if you have any files you need for work or school, be cautious with selecting this folder, as absolutely everything in your downloads will be deleted. If you want to keep your files safe but still clear your downloads folder, simply move your files from your downloads to your desktop or any other folder. When that's done, once again hit your Windows key and search About Your PC. Hit enter, and when you're on the About page, go to the very right side of the screen and press Advanced System Settings. Click the top button that says Performance, and as soon as this pop-up opens, simply go down to the box that says Adjust for Best Performance. Hit apply, and this might take some time for some of you like it did for me, but this will essentially just optimize your entire system for performance. Now we want to click our Windows button again and search for System Configuration. This is in Norwegian, so that is why this word is different for me compared to you. But when you see System Configuration, hit enter. Head on over to Boot, Advanced Options, select number of processors at the very top. Make sure this is on 16 or whatever number is max for your system. Click OK. Then you want to go to Timeout and type in 15 seconds. If you have an extremely low-end PC, keep this on 30 seconds. This is essentially just the boost time of our PC, and it won't do much to our input delay, but it does make for a better experience, because 30 seconds is honestly just necessary for us who have a relatively new PC with good components. One last time, hit your Windows key and search for Windows Updates. If If you see any new updates, make sure you click Install Now. We want to make sure our system is fully up to date with the latest software. Moving on, open your Epic Games launcher, go to Library, find Fortnite, and click the 3 small buttons next to Launch. Hit Manage, open Install Location, and then go to the top and click on this PC. Make sure that your Fortnite is installed on your SSD. As you can see here, my Fortnite is on my C drive, which is indeed my SSD. If it was installed on my D drive, which is my HDD, I would have to reinstall the game on my SSD. This is remarkably important. Now, your C drive could possibly be a HDD. C is just the name for the drive. To check this, simply right-click on your taskbar, open Task Manager, More Details, Performance. Then as you can see here, under Disk 3, which is my C drive, it says SSD. And under Disk 1, my D drive, it says HDD. So guys, make sure all your games are on a SSD drive. When you've made sure your Fortnite is installed on the right disk, open a game and go into settings and turn on DX11 and restart the game. The reason we need to turn off performance for now is to enable some hidden settings. Jack proved in a video a long time ago that the hidden settings of DX11 and 12 has an impact on how your game performs on performance mode. So let's go over all of the best settings for the best possible FPS. Starting off with window mode, you need this on full screen. If you are on stretched resolution, then this doesn't apply to you. VSync needs to be turned off. Your frame rate limit should be on 240 or 360. Some people like to cap their FPS to their monitor's hertz, but I've found that my game feels way better capping my FPS at 360, even though I have a 240 hertz monitor. Now, this is simply personal preference, and I would recommend testing a higher frame rate limit than your monitor's hertz. Moving on down to graphics, I prefer Triton 10 as my colorblind for competitive, but naturally, this doesn't affect FPS at all. Now, it gets interesting. Starting from the top, you can see all of my settings, and all of these are turned off, low, and near. That is because that is undeniably the best for performance. But these aren't the hidden settings I was talking about. They are down if we scroll a little bit further. As you can see, down here, we have this little setting called Nvidia Reflex Low Latency. Make sure this is set to on plus boost. Once you've applied all of these settings, feel free to copy my game UI settings as well. I'll scroll through them and you can pause the video if you want to copy them. When all of this is done, put your rendering mode back to performance and restart your game. Lastly, if you want the absolute best performance possible, then low meshes is the way to go. But if you prefer high meshes, like me, tips in this video will guaranteed still make your game feel 10 times better than it did before. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you very, very soon.